Welcome to another episode of At Your Disclosure. This is your host, Samuel Hicks, and Far from Wednesday, and this is Shoot Take number two. Here featuring this airport had the folks gone to Nogales, Mexico, Sonora, Mexico, and they have brought these. And I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember if they went to a funeral. They left since Friday. I'm trying to remember the exact reason they were going. But the point is this: me about a drink one because of the fact that I couldn't drop an episode when I was supposed to, and luckily I reached out to Jeff from Intel, and I had told him I'll see if I could drop on Friday. This being about week two, but luckily that's what I told him in hopes. So you know what I'm saying? Uh, you got to do it sooner than later because you think of the interest level in a relationship. If the interest level drops down 70, man, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be considered a friend zone. So, toast to friendships lasting longer than this beverage now. Oh, but reality. And if I was missing one of my front teeth, one of my front teeth, uh, I'd be able to open this a lot easier. And I'm going to go ahead and open this up for the simple fact that I am thirsty. And it's funny, I have this uncle that was a chaperone for my folks before they got married and they were dating. They'd go watch movies, and my uncle Fido, uh, his name's Astolfo. I'm not sure why. Uh, I'm trying to remember the reason they had. I think they might have had like an uncle or something like that. But I'm trying to remember the region. What kind of name is? To me, it sounds German or I don't even know. Freaking. Uh, but like I said, back to that. My drink's getting cold. But reality, Buela, Buela. And there's something I gotta clarify, and it's funny. This joke, and that's the thing. When you talk about that's gonna be funny, it's the opposite. That shit is not gonna be nowhere near as funny than you ruining the surprise. So I'm taking you a quick sip as opposed to this big old chug. And even back in the days, freaking little sip, trying to compare to a freaking big old chug. God damn. Even though it is not cold, it is freaking good. They brought some giant size Coke bottles, glass, and some cheeses. I'm not sure what type of cheese, but they brought tortillas, flour. I'm thinking this is probably melting cheese. So, uh, what works out for me is Monterey Jack, mozzarella, and there's some other cheese. I forget what it's called. Being so close, I'm not even gonna lie to you. If I were to visit Buckman, I'd probably be lost. I mean, last time I checked, the peso was like at 20 pesos a dollar. Man, you go there, you buy prescription, you buy all kinds of things. I had an aunt, and it's funny. I reached out to Kim Morgan overseas. Uh, I don't know if it's a really good idea to disclose her location. Usually, there's consequences, and I don't think it's worth it. But uh, what was I saying? Yeah, but yeah, I'll probably get back to that if I can remember. Like I was saying, so over at Intel, we had this guy that was just right there laying down, and you could just picture it. Just think of this being a lane, so known as a bay. It, you know, this is over at Ocotillo, Chandler, Intel, and uh, yeah, man, freaking in before that. Coincidentally, I was working with one of my childhood schoolmates, one of my childhood friends from Oswald Middle School. Well, I don't know how much of a childhood from seventh and eighth grade, but I guess when we were young, in middle school. Self defense, we were all good friends in the seventh grade. But I'm not gonna lie, seventh grade in '97 was kind of shaky. I I couldn't afford much, but still, freaking got through. And it wasn't that bad. There was some days were better than others. Like Pops one time hooked it up. An N64. Excuse me. First game I bought off of the N64 was 007. Loved it. That's probably the first major first person shooter uh, that was a success. It was definitely fun with the four-player controllers. As well as WCW Revenge as featured, and I'm hoping, I mean, I sealed my box away. It's still here. I haven't opened it. I left most of my stuff at an uncle, my numerical uncle, uh, Rafa, Fay, and I have faith that it's still there. I don't want to say that out of spite I'm gonna do this because of what you said. Cause that's bitch made, no bullshit. The only thing that's gonna happen, I might just sue and that's it. And some people stare this ain't in their favor. So I don't know how much anyone wants to risk it. Me, my patience, I have so much of it, but it just keeps being keep being tried, and I don't understand the logic. It's like, hey man, people really go insane, man. Fucking, it's almost like unless you have a bad memory, but just like anybody, hey man, it could turn ugly like within a split second. I don't want to say that. I know I'm not the only one that's broken a window to being accused of domestic violence, but it's what you can prove. You show me that police report forever, assuming I struck an animal, or forever accusing me of putting my hands on anyone without any proofs. I mean, there's one thing, self-defense. You know, no wonder why in the eighth grade, some of my teachers would look at me like, for instance, Mr. Shapiro in Oswald Middle School. He was also our English teacher, so later on in the day, you know, I look around and I I tell myself like, damn man, there's some like college kids here, man. Fucking these motherfuckers are old and shit, and fucking they're in the eighth grade. Eighth grade, they must have flunked. But hell nah, you stare at people enough and you start wondering either that or fucking. But anywho, like I was telling you, uh, I I, I look at Mr. Shapiro when he was teaching, and I feel it was kind of like a reminder. You bet. So I'm just kind of like, oh, I see. Same thing too, Mr. Ricketts, the math teacher. I'd look at him and he'd start turning colors. He'd start turning red, red on the devils, and just like this shirt. This isn't bad. I feel that if I had some Takis or some hot Cheetos, I'd probably throw in a bowl, add some catsup and some lemon limes. Hell yeah, that's what I learned. Uh, One of my cousins, that being my uncle Rafa's ex-wife, Miriam. So the big times church. Got my cousin. He's the leader of Youth Rock the Nation. So as opposed to Young Life, uh, I never finished telling you guys about my other friends at the ballpark, attending Apollo College. And just 2 days ago, I reached out the Rubios, and I'm not gonna lie to you, and this goes out to all my ballpark and North Buds. I get information. This could be from reporters to federal agents, but you got to think of validity. So if a former to current FBI special agent, a former Fed, whether current or former, if he's telling you this, the level of validity is more probable him telling you this than a reporter giving you this information from word of mouth. Now, we have Heather Moore from Channel 3, and I wrote this down. Yeah, that's why she's no longer there anymore. Because she's a bully, gave bad information. Off the back, how can someone know that? Thinking I was going to talk about that. So that's some BS. Well, still too, speaking, and like I said, Buela, Buela. Yeah. Hell no, you better give me like 3 motherfuckers before I ever feel anything. If I sound like the wash and that trout mouth ass nigga. I want to speak. Look at my lips. You ever seen that gone fishing at Walgreens? They'd sell these fishes that you mount on the wall and you press a button. And, they're vertebrae, so they're all flexible and they're opening their mouth. They're like, it's funny watching Ted Nugent. And before going on commercial breaks, you'd have this little icon of his face, and you just see him there with his goatee, just like. So that's how I feel. A lot of times, people don't want to be reminded. It's too damn bad. That's how it is. But yeah, think about it. That's his story. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't doubt it one bit if there's all kinds of people everywhere, you know. But someone told you, and it's common sense. And this is proven. You think of the census. They ask you, well, what are you? What's your nationality? You got to go based on your dad's, your father, your biological father, and that's it. So that's how it is. Fucking, you know, you take out the natural, the what is it? A little rusty on my American history. Well, there is doubts. You need to let me finish explaining. And you are doubting. Elaborate like Al Valencourt at Rockwell Automation does speaking of. Oh, plan, reality. Some! Yeah. Well. Goddamn. So in self-defense, uh, Heather Moore or Sonny. All right. So Sonny's grandmother, in self-defense in the 8th grade, this probably like 23 years ago from now. Well, in '97, that's 26 years ago. And it's still apparent even at Striker Sustainability Solution, Chandler and Phoenix. Hey man, I don't give a shit where you're from. You action reaction. You put a finger on me. What do you think is gonna happen? Don't mean to sound like Storm with freaking the Toad latching onto them fences to that gate with his tongue, for feeling froggy. But Buck, man, fucking, how long ago was that? But I guess people have nothing better else to do. And that's the thing, though, being raised here in Phoenix, this was apparent. This is what I was going to title the Marbella projects, representing on Google Maps, review based on experience. According to Javier Soto, they're just reviews based on experience. But you would say that just to win that argument. So back to Heather Moore. So what's going on there, Arba? How you doing? Plan, reality. Uh, okay. Freaking asshole bleeding and fucking still answering that way now. Oh, so yeah, man, freaking Heather Moore reached out and had told me, hey, well, guess what, Sean, the IT from Concentrics, got one of the contractors, one of the cleaners jumped because he was paying attention to the female associates there. Well, no shit, fucking, he has time to multitask, and you pissed. You could just call the supervisor, hey, man, fucking, we're not satisfied. Can you send us a different CPO? So yeah, man, freaking without you realizing that there is your backup, but hell no, there. It's like I ran into this Tempe PD detective from Charming, but reality, and it's funny, freaking me telling Jesse Liam about Dublin, uh, me telling him about training with Early Costello in Boulder City Pro Gun Club in tactical shooting. Well, I think that day I might have told him in tactics, training tactics, to him tell me that self defense. Well, naturally, just like Tyrell Braille off 657 on Scottsdale Road, Bank of America personal banker. And one thing I noticed, because think about it, just picture this hall, and this there being the double doors to the B of A. So I'm here standing, and if I'm not standing outside the gate, looking at the parking lot or see who's gonna approach us, and it's funny because even back then, uh, back in the cowboy days, freaking, you'd have some Sierras where you'd have literally two armed cowboys outside, and they're just walking from left to right, and just like that, just paying attention, and at least that there's getting your money's worth because they are attentive. So they're covering themselves. Hey, while I was paying attention, I got ambushed, or it was just your time from a distance. So um, Heather Moore reached out and told me that. So I wrote it down, and a lot of times I'll scan through it with with my phone and my camera, where I'm just like, well, this is the information, and a lot of times they'll tell you don't disclose this, and that's one way of ruining someone's trust. What took a lifetime, excuse me, just like that, within a split second, could change a person's mind. Now, I don't think so anymore about this. You're gonna go with your intuition. So uh, it's funny that I notice babies every time they take a sip of anything, like for instance soda, and it's carbonated beverage, they'll just go like, ah. They hear us too because we encourage them to act human. This is how we act when we enjoy something. If I'm thinking this is an inbred behavior, you know what I'm saying? Freaking, this is as you get older, your taste buds diminish, so you're gonna crave saltier, sweeter. So when I reach out to grab some preserves, damn well, hundreds and fifties, or in between uh, them bars, when it comes to, aren't you? Hey, and I'll tell you something, man. I hate to admit this. Someone looking at you, aren't you gonna love me back? Fuck, man. If I could tell you where I got that from, I saved myself some money on some roto. But that's for another story. You know what I'm saying? Freaking one of the associates there at the Lincoln Scottsdale Room. Oh, speaking of that, Tyrell hit me up on Messenger, and he had asked if I wanted one of his King made T-shirts. I said absolutely no. Oh hell no! I'm careful with Ty. Hell no! Me and him, we're like this, but I'm not gonna risk it. And freaking all of a sudden, because when he unfriended me before in the past, I was like, crap, man. I shouldn't. And I try my best to reach out. Hey, man, guess what? Guess what, brother? I'm gonna feature my boy B. Diggs, B. Dizzle, on that Fabulous Fine and Friday. And back in the days, I nominate. But the way that people would take it, oh, who's the brother of the month? If I wear New Balances, and some took it personal. It's not like that. It's just I feel that there should be some recognition because there is strong men and women out there that deserve it. So I told myself, hey, freaking, I love to wear Keen made apparel as opposed to Rail Drip International for having his play with the passport for sure. And just like over at ASM America, we have my one on me, Nate. Uh, a bunch of times, you get the invoice, so you're just like, oh well, it it would mention destination. So if it's like, for instance, I'm trying to remember some of the locations. Let's see, one being domestic, and then one being oh man, I hate when I can't remember off the back. Uh I wouldn't say international, no, because that'd be within uh the continent. So dang it, I hate when I can't remember, but eventually I will remember. And it's all these different positions that I've had a chance to learn so much. I could start my own company off the back. But yeah, for sure, I wear Rail Drip apparel. It's King made, and I spoke about it how the name came about. And it's funny earlier. Like I said, I'm running out of time and didn't really quite explain this. But yeah, for sure, featured on our next episode if possible. If not, it's all good. Uh, eh, well, the point is this. Let me take a quick sip. All right. So we have Brad Valentine, and he is sales specialist. So I would tend to notice because at B of A, there's always got to be someone in the front, besides you outside the BPO CPO. Um, and this got to pay attention to how I was treating the customers. So think about it. They're coming in. So without the gate, you can't see what's behind the wall because it's unless you have X-ray. So you got to think about it. They're coming in from the left or from the right, mainly from the right because there's less parking on the left side. So you'd greet them. So me off the back am defensive. I don't know these people. Fuck. Off the back and making hand gestures. I wish I could. I'll put this here for you to. All right. So people coming in from this gate, so you're like, come here to bank with you, mate. So off the back, so they walk in, and just like that, the star block, click in. Uh, best way to flip pancakes. Well, Briati. Oh. So yeah, man, I turn around and I see Brad doing the same thing in there. He's all, freaking. I'm like, oh, I remember Chad too, one of our bank supervisors, North Scottsdale, doing the same thing too when I first ran into him. Uh, Not first, but when I ran into him at Tom's Peak and Hayden Road for electing him as one of our bank supervisors. Because both Chad and I stemming from Vegas. We both lived in Las Vegas. I lived longer than him. Chad was about a year. We there close to 3 years. And, he was over at Mervin's as loss prevention as well as this telecommunication company. He'd wear a wire and a good way of saying. And it's funny, you don't show off his pen right here on his shirt. So you don't. Uh, Once we, if we're talking about Chad, no wrong with it. Chad speaking. Thanks for the reminder. So like I was telling y'all, we marry each other. See what works. Same thing with Chad. As soon as I freaking ran into him, I was frantic. I went to the wrong bank, and that changed a lot. I explained some more at that Lincoln Scottsdale that day, because they've done this before to me. I'm just like, crap, man. I wonder if I'm going to get paid, but I am eventually. But it's just not a good feeling because if you're not assigned there and you're there, I've left before, even in Vegas. I got a hold of Ben Cab John Simon. Hey, you know something? This is what's going on. And he's like, well, you went to the wrong bank. You might as well as go. So luckily, it worked out. I had to tell my wife. And um, yeah, so Brad and both Chad started developing that way of communicating using hand gestures. Me, it's a defense mechanism. I don't know these people. Feel unknown. You're better off standing outside on the other side of the walls, having a hole here. So what I would do is I would run back. I'd open the door. If you were trustworthy, I'd just even back then. I pay attention to inside who's inside, and if I notice you're exiting, same thing too. Open the door for you. Have a good day, great day. Same thing too. Back and forth, active, just back and forth, backwards, man. You know what I'm trying to tell you, freaking all day. My time. And even Tyrell told me, damn man, we made a killing, freaking. But as much as I wanted to explain over at Intel, time flies when you're having fun. So I'm probably gonna have to come back on Wednesday or Friday, uh, hopefully. But like I said, this beverage is definitely worth it. Definitely good. So I'll see y'all in a few more days. So in the meantime, enjoy your day, your nights, and your evenings now. Oh,